Thank you for tuning in to the Brent Usry Show. The broadcasters in your area, in voluntary cooperation with the FCC, CIA, FBI, and other state and local authorities, have developed their systems to keep you confused in the event of an emergency. The emergency obviously is staged by them, and they basically want to keep you submissive. I have been assigned to bring you the reality, bring you the truth. I am called to shed light on all the bullshit. So stay tuned to the Brent Usry Show, and you shall always hear the truth. Now, if you're a subscriber, thank you very much for your subscription. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click that button down below, and also click the bell, and you'll be getting all the notifications for all the shows. With the elections coming up, you're going to want to stay tuned. In addition to that, click the like button because it helps with the YouTube algorithms. So anyways, today, let's get back to Donald Trump's raid at Mar-a-Lago. Is Donald Trump a spy? They're trying to make it out that he was a spy. He has been, first they started with he was a spy for Russia, then he was twice impeached, and this crap and that crap. The bottom line is, they're out to get this guy. And why are they out to get him? Well, because they're out to get you. And he's standing in the way of them getting you. Instead of coming up with 87,000 security officers to guard the schools from shootings, they said, no, there's no money for police. We have no money for police, but we do have money for 87,000 IRS agents to come and take what's little left of anything that you have left over after COVID. Because if you have anything left over, why should you? They planned for you to be broke. And if you've got money, well, they think it should be theirs. Okay, so now, why did they take all these boxes out of Trump's location? Why did they take it out of his house in Mar-a-Lago? It certainly wasn't because they knew what they were looking for. They took boxes. If they knew what they were looking for, they would have gone through the boxes. They were there 12 hours. They would have gone through the boxes, removed what was pertinent, and took that back. But instead, they left with boxes and boxes and boxes of documents. Well, by not leaving with certain documents, now they can actually plant documents and say, look at this. Here's a classified document. We found it at Trump's house. It could be right now. It's probably sitting with the archives, and they're pulling stuff out that they think that they can pin on him, and then they're going to stick it in the box and say we found it. They won't tell you what was on the affidavit that went with the warrant, because then you'd see that it was just vague stuff. They weren't really looking for anything. What they're looking for here is something so that they can say Trump tried to overthrow the country on January 6th. That's all they've got left. They're certain that, and by the way, this was a very, very, very big mistake of them to even do this. They didn't realize how much America was going to get on Trump's side. They thought everybody was going to say, oh, Trump must be guilty because they searched his house, so I will not vote for him. Because right now, he is way up in the polls. He's way up beyond DeSantis. And before, it looked like DeSantis might get, if they ran against him, might get the GOP position. But now it doesn't. Now he's not going to be. It's going to be Trump. Okay, so why did they take all these boxes? Well, there's a thing called the Plainview Doctrine. Plainview Doctrine says it doesn't matter what they entered your house for. If they discover a crime, something that's in plain view, they can take it out and now they can charge you with that crime. However, when there is a subpoena, the reason they didn't show up with a subpoena is the subpoena says exactly what they're looking for and they can't touch anything else. So by them coming into the house with a subpoena mentioning every document that they're looking for, when they find those documents, they have to leave and the search is over. But when you go in with a search warrant, you can search everything you want. You can take out all these empty boxes. And by the way, it's very dangerous that they didn't go through them and that they took the boxes, because I'm quite certain they're planting evidence right now on trying to find something they can get them. So keep it in mind, no matter what they say, you're still voting for Trump. You're still voting for Republicans in the 2022 election in this year, November 3rd. Let's all go out and let's vote for the Republicans. Right now, in the primaries, 191 to 11 is the Trump endorsed candidates. So 191 of them that Trump endorsed have won positions within the governments, whether it be from mayors and, all these different positions, legislatures and stuff. And 11 people that he endorsed did not win. So when they say, oh, well, obviously everything's turning against Trump because look at this person he endorsed that didn't win. Well, only 11 didn't win, 191 won. So get it through your mind. They're lying, just like Trump always said. And they're trying to take the country, and Trump is standing in the way of them coming after us. 87,000 IRS agents were not put on to go after Trump and Elon Musk. There's not that many billionaires in the country where they need 87,000 new IRS agents. Those people were put in to go after the little people. And in addition to that, they are armed and they're going to assist with raids. Well, what does this mean? Well, you're going to assist in warrants. Well, what kind of warrants? Is it perhaps they're going to come out with a full-fledged outlawing of guns, and they know that local sheriffs and police officers will not take guns from citizens who are not criminals? And so they're going to come up with an army of IRS agents, and those IRS agents are going to be assigned to take your guns away? I wouldn't doubt it. You heard it here first. So when we're talking about these boxes that were taken out of Mar-a-Lago, just realize because of the Plainview Doctrine, if they had found what they wanted and left with those documents, now they're able to walk out with empty boxes, full boxes, whatever, and now they're able to put whatever they want in there. And they say, well, we can now use this as evidence because of the Plainview Doctrine, because it was in plain view. We seized these boxes and we went through the box, and oh, lo and behold, here's something we didn't even think about. So I'm thinking you're going to be hearing about charges getting levied. You're going to hear about Donald Trump is an evil person and he had this and he had that. And it's all lies. It's absolutely 100% all lies. So just keep it in mind, folks. They're not coming after Donald Trump. They're coming after you. So what do? Well, get some water filtration. Get yourself some storage food. And get yourself a gun. And plenty of ammunition, and learn how to use it. Because when you need to defend the food, when all society breaks down and you've got food, if you don't have a gun to defend your food, the guy that shows up at your door with a gun is now going to get the food that you have stored. So realize when there's a full society breakdown, and we very well could be heading that way, the only thing that you've got is your ability to protect what you have. So keep that in mind. You can have a water filter, you can have all kinds of food, but if you say, well, I'm afraid of guns, so I don't want a gun in my house. Well, then the guy that shows up with a gun, you're going to be afraid of his guns, and he's going to take out all your food and your water. And instead of being afraid of your gun and thinking you're going to end up shooting yourself, somebody else is going to walk in, take all your food and your family, and you are going to starve to death. So keep that in mind. Get yourself some food, lots of storage food. Go down to the Dollar Tree and get a bunch of bags of food and put them in Mylar bags, and then put all those into Home Depot buckets and seal them up and store food that way, or call some of the storage food companies that have storage food that'll last 25 years and order yourself a 6-month supply of food. Definitely get yourself a good water filter, because when the water starts coming out of the pipes, the water in the gutter is going to start looking delicious. But you got to get rid of the bacteria, because the bacteria will kill you. And go down to the gun store and start taking some classes and buy yourself a handgun or a rifle. Go buy yourself an AR-15 and a bunch of ammunition, and get them while you still can, because if Joe Biden keeps talking the way he is, there will be no more guns left again, and it'll be years before they show up again. So anyways, this has been a Sunday edition of the Brent Usry Show. I just had a few ideas pop into my head. I want to tell you all about the Plainview Doctrine. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this program. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great weekend.